Guess what? I was just talking to my sister. She lives outside India. So I told her bring Stanley for me. For them, the prices are quite cheaper. She's getting it for 55 euros. But then
Okay.
I checked it on Stanley India and we're getting the same thing for 2500.
Like
Yeah.
right from 8,000, 12,000 to 2,500.
Yeah, and it's the official website and it's showing 2538 for the pink one. We do not have the Valentine's collection. That's not in
Hmm.
Stanley India yet. Or if it is, then I'm not able to see it anywhere else. I did see it on the Europe one. Yeah, I'm getting this one for 2500.
So are you buying it or have you ordered what it's like?
I haven't ordered it yet because I don't drink water enough, which should be one of the reasons for me to buy a Stanley. But my sister has got me a bottle,
Hmm.
not like Stanley, little bit like that. But she got it once when she went to Thailand. She got it one for me, let's say almost 1.5 saal pehle. And I have drank water from that. So like ditching that and then buying a stand to drink water would be very hypocrite of me. What's your take? Would you buy? It's for 25 because I remember one time when we were
Hmm.
together in office, we did get in awe looking at the customized Stanley of our co-founder.
Yes, yes, I know, I know. I mean, I was like all standy girl for a while, but now I feel like everybody has it. So in Delhi, in Gurgaon, every office, even if there are like 10 girls, out of those 10 girls, 5 girls will have it. And I know for a fact these are like first copies.
Yeah.
And they are purchasing that from somewhere from Janpat or Sarojini or any other mall. So that kind of is devaluing Stanley for me. And I have this thing that whenever, let's say, I am very crazy about something, and after a particular point, everyone starts to buy it, then I lose interest.
Oh, that's such a phenomena.
Yeah.
Like the thing that I like is now mainstream. I don't want it now.
Yes, it's like that. I want to be unique. Although there's like many things that I've bought which like hundred of other people have purchased already. Like deep down, I feel like that no, everybody has seen it somewhere. It won't be very unique thing for me to bring it up. And now that the entire Stanley fever is also kind of gone,
Hmm.
now I feel I should not. I can just drink from my steel glasses.
Yeah, and also now that you're saying it kind of clicks to me also because when I look at the beautiful bottle that she got from me from Thailand, that has a personality to it. It has like, of course, since I am a Barbie girly, it has like Barbie stickers and like all those Barbie logos and stuff all through the bottle because now that I look at this Stanley, it's open on my phone. And if I compare it to that one, it definitely feels that it lacks personality.
I know. So the other day I went to Miniso. I saw the Barbie in collection, and
Everyone hold, I'm gonna scream the loudest. I
I
got two things from there. Can you believe?
what did you buy?
The first thing is, of course, my Barbie mug.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
the second thing is, so every time I'm traveling, I have to have tissues with me. So you get like a tissue of 12 packs,
Okay.
and only the packaging of it is Barbie. Inside, it's just white plate tissues, but like it's like a big pack which has 12 packs inside it with 6 tissue papers each, and all the 12 packs have different Barbie packaging, which is I got gaga over it, and I was like, I have to have it, I have to have it, and I got it. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, I also went to the Barbie collection, and yes, I'm not sure if I've seen this tissue thing, but yeah, I saw mugs, I saw sippers, and
You
then
saw Sipple? The one here in my city, in the malls of my city, doesn't have I mean, it had the plastic wala sippers, not the steel ones.
no, the steel ones, I don't think they have. Like in the Barbie collection, I didn't see any steel sipper. They had plastic sippers only
Mm-hmm.
with those glitter. One was with glitter inside of it, and then the other one was normal plastic, just pink painted.
Yeah,
So
that didn't quite.
yeah, and then there were those neck pillows. So I thought, let me just check the price because I anyway need a sipper. For the longest, I'm delaying a sipper, and I feel myself that if I get a sipper, then I will drink more water, which is again delusional thought because I know for a fact that I won't.
Which is, guys, everyone go and drink water now.
Yeah, at least we should.
Be sure, definitely.
Then I checked the prices and it was like $700. for the
Mm.
zipper, and I kept it. I was like, no, no, 700 bucks. I'm mad or what? I'm
Yeah,
not gonna give 700 bucks for a zipper.
that too plastic zipper.
Then I thought back to myself that I was ready to, give 8,000 for Stanley at one point. I was bugging my friends to buy me a Stanley on my birthday, which was costing 12,000. And when I told my mother about it, and she was like, "Ki, are you crazy? तू लग्जरी शौक पाल बट ऐसे नहीं."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 12,000 was a lot. Now that I look at it, 2,500 seems and sounds better, but
Reasonable.
12,000 was a lot.
Yeah, 2,500 is reasonable.
Yeah.
Had it been 2,500 that time, I would have bought it for sure. But yeah, I lost my interest from Stanley. I kind of moved to Mokobara at this point. So many brand integration we are doing.
These brands better reach out to us and please send us, Mukobara, please send us bags with the names customized, not as Muskan and Poonam, but as Saturday calls.
Yeah. So Mokobara backpack I saw, it was I think 5,000-ish. And I was like, I'll gift it to myself in this 2026. So I thought, entire week, I thought of it, ki I'll gift that bag to myself, even if it's costing 5,000. The next week, I went to Chandni Chowk and I bought a bag of 250 bucks.
Damn.
I was shocked to my core also that what is this fluctuation mindset going on? One day I am like 5,000 is fine for me, and the second day I was like 250 is much better.
To go. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate those kind of purchases where it's like if I have to buy a perfume and I
Hmm.
want it to be Chanel, then I bought Chanel Coco Mozelle. But
Hmm.
I know for a fact that if I want something for ऐसा 2 घंटे में भी उड़ जाए तो मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. I've also got 200 रुपए का missed from Miniso. So like it's a smarter thing to do to buy things irrespective of their price. If you feel that something suits you, something looks good with just let's say 250 bucks, get it. If you feel like something is adding worth and should be in your wardrobe or should you should be owner of that, and if it costs you grands and if
Hmm.
you can, then you should get it. It should never be like it's too cheap so I won't buy it, or
Hmm.
it's too costly or I won't buy it. I feel if the thing suits you, just get it. You know for a fact that you can't go to a fancy dinner, you can't go to a fancy party with that 250 bucks mini soka perfume, and then you cannot carry out regular daily activities in the Chanel Coco Mozelle that costed me grands. What you need at the situation, pay for
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's how I'd say. Don't really constrict yourself to the mindset कि सस्ता है तो नहीं खरीदना चाहिए.
And also not to put constraint at मुझे महंगा ही चाहिए.
Hmm.
It should be a good balance.
Yeah, but I do believe that when you can, and if situations or your lifestyle allows you, start investing in quality. I know this sounds a bit contrary to what I just said right now, but let me explain it. What I'm trying to say is, if you can add a certain quality to your life in some way or the other, like there are perfumes which are equivalent somewhere to Chanel Coco Mozelle, but
Yeah.
I'd want a certain quality, then I'd pay for it and I would want to buy it. So on the higher end, of course, if you feel that something you can add quality to in your life, I think you should do that because it affects you on a psychological, on a mental level in ways that you do not even understand. And I stand by it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is a good theory.
It is, right? I'm owning it, I'm wearing it, and that itself will make like a big impact on how you move that day.
This one life coach, money coach, I don't exactly remember, but he also mentioned it that if you want to increase the wealth or if you want to increase your money, the first thing you need to do is raise your standard. Like if you are, let's say, traveling via bus every day, then try your luck to travel via train. If train, then flight. So that way, like he gave example of such big things. The point is that try to do something, like keep a goal for yourself. Let's say for me, like back in 2022, my goal was to get as many H&M pieces as possible. And touch wood, I I made sure that I could buy all that, and I did. Now I want to step a little higher, and by higher I went to actually Sephora, guys, which was a disastrous experience, but
And she came back home driving a Tesla.
yes. so, so that
That's
was
such an internal joke. That's such an internal joke. People are really going to be judging
seriously. And we are not going to explain also what
the
that means.
Tesla. Let it stay between us and Poonam's Instagram story.
Yeah. So I upped myself and I thought that I'll buy something from Sephora, but went to the wrong store, which was
Yeah.
extremely expensive, wherein one shade of lip liner was costing me 2500, and that time I just realized that this is something useless for me at this point of time. So I made my decision and I came back and I bought something from Nika.
Shout out, Naika. You better give us a brand deal right now, or we'd be also happy with the PR.
Yeah. So yeah, the conclusion is that you think and decide what is good for you, what is bad for you, but don't settle down saying that कि no, I can't do this क्योंकि पैसे कम है या फिर because my situation doesn't allow it. Don't
Hmm.
settle for that mindset is what we both are trying to say.
Yeah, a person should always leave room for things like, I mean, you can actually compromise on your quantity for a while to work on that quality, because eventually those kind of things are the things that are going to motivate you to earn more, or to spend more, because अगर खर्चोगे नहीं तो कमाने की इच्छा कैसे होगी बच्चों.
Exactly. And for us personally, we have very like higher end motivational thing to
Hmm.
earn that much of money.
And to know that people around are actually owning those things makes us feel like हम भी कर सकते हैं.
हम भी कर सकते हैं. True, true.
Yeah, and what's going on around the world?
Not sure about what is going on around the globe, but definitely in India, Arijit has retired,
Hmm.
which is a big, big setback for the industry. I'm talking as if I am a part of the industry. As if I
But
am.
you're actually a consumer. We are actually a consumer, which makes us a part of the industry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even my last year top Spotify song was from Arijit. So I
That's
kind of
cute.
feel bad.
Which one? Which song?
Dhun from Sayara.
Oh my god.
Yes. People may come at me and say like Sayara movie, ha ha he he. Please, guys.
Keep it to
The
yourself.
album was really good. The
Hmm.
music was fantastic. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
Yeah, I would like to love and believe what Poonam is saying, because as you all heard in the last episode, my genre doesn't sit there. But yeah, I'd love to listen to it. I'll listen to that song today.
I think in terms of music, we have different tastes.
We have a lot. What's the current song you're obsessed with?
Currently, I'm obsessed with Arz Kiya Hai by Anup Jain.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anup Jain is also lately a thing. I remember some of my people from college went
Yeah.
to his concert last week or something. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's really
I mean,
nice.
he did. Yeah, he did put up a great show. He did.
Yeah, yeah. And this is not a very new song. This is that song. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard it. It's that Aise Kaise Vaise Taise, that song.
Hmm.
Exactly. But I loved the lyrics. So usually I'm not a lyrics kind of girl. Listen to the music first and then lyrics can be anything. It's just
Hmm.
secondary. But this particular song and Barbad from Sayara again, those two songs lyrics has like topped my list. I mean, so not relatable. I think so realistic.
Oh, okay.
So Barbad has a different kind of backdrop is completely different from this Arz Kiya Hai. But in Arz Kiya Hai, he also goes into some शायर mode and he's like कि मैं शायर बनूं अगर सिर्फ तू सुनने आए तो.
Oh,
I was like,
damn. What's
wow.
this customized service? Nice.
Exactly. So I'm listening to it a lot. But again, as I said, I'll listen to it 2 or 3 times and then I'll be like, कि बंद हो जा, बस.
Move on. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I was listening to Kailani because you mentioned her last pod.
Yeah.
And it came to my Spotify suggestion box, and I was like, let's just give it a try. One song only I heard. It's okay.
Yeah, she has this song called Good Life. That's nice. It's got great lyrics. It's like raise a cup to my day one. नहीं मुझे lyrics याद ही नहीं आ रही है, but it's something like raise a cup up to my day one, two middle finger for the haters. Life's only getting greater. Straight up from nothing we go higher.
Anyway, so yeah, coming back to
Arjit.
Arijit's retirement, I think people are mistaking this as a retirement. He actually didn't retire. He just said that he'll not do playback singing in Bollywood. Now there are sources, guys, my sources.
Oh.
सूत्रों के अनुसार
कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लीजिए, सूत्रों से खबर आई है.
सूत्रों से खबर आई है कि he has started his own label, and most probably he'll create music and produce music, release them from his own label.
Now is really a great time to be an independent artist, because I feel that Gen Zs or the generation around, even millennials, they are actually, touching up a lot with independent artists, independent labels, then, the generational setup labels. I mean, this applies to lots and lots of genres. The way I could relate to what you're saying, even if I don't, listen to a lot of the genre that you do, is because the kind of genre that I listen is also going through kind of this syndrome where people as audience are actually wanting to listen more of independent artists. And I think that's just great, to be honest. It's a great time to be an independent artist right now.
Oh, true. And I think there's a new perceived notion that has started, I think, from Pratik Kuhar, because people started thinking that if the song is from an independent artist, it's going to be good. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's just good that people are actually
Noticing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are actually going to listen a lot from Arijit. So let's go, guys.
Yes.
That only means bigger tours.
Oh, so since you mentioned tour, there's another artist who has announced a 5-year long break, and is none other than my personal favorite,
Zakir Khan.
Zakir Khan. I'm so sad. The day I heard of it, I was so sad. The reason I was sad that I haven't watched one single stand up of him live. And I was like, "Ki, I may never get this opportunity again."
For 5 years at least, 3-5 years.
But you never know, na. What if he doesn't come back?
But as he mentioned that this break is for him to focus on some other personal things, to work on himself and to work on other bigger projects, which actually, if you look at it, a break is a good thing. It is. I mean, not from the audience POV, of course.
Yeah, many people are also connecting it to a strategy. They're like famous people. By famous, I mean people who have created an impact. So they were saying that people who have created impact, they always take break at the peak of their career, so that people don't stop talking about them. And when they actually come back, it's bigger and better.
Oh, what a PR move.
Yeah, so, but I'm not sure. Nobody is sure. So,
Nobody sure, yeah.
but just
Assumptions.
assumption. So yeah, Arijit one was fine, but Zakir has
Which, on the contrary, my favorite artist is actually releasing a new song and they're doing like a world tour.
wow.
Yo, Siddharth is actually releasing a new song. They just dropped a teaser the other day.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway.
one more thing in this whole Zakir Arijit retirement phase. So in LinkedIn, there are bunch of so-called LinkedIn speaker voice, and they're like at the age of dash dash, Zakir Khan is taking a break. At the age of this, Arijit Singh is retiring. At the age of this, Dipinder Goyal has stepped down, and Bhumi Pednekar, our water girl, has taken 9-month long break. And there was a statement saying that when these people take break, it is called a break. When we do, it's called unemployment.
That's so true.
And I laughed at it. But then I was also like, how are you even comparing? Like, these people, they can afford a break. We can't. We can't afford a single day break.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
I know, like for Arijit Singh, I saw his net worth is around what 21 crore or around something like 30ish. Even if he doesn't come back after 5 years, let's say he decides not to come back ever, he, including his entire family, they can easily live a luxurious life or
Yeah.
even a normal life for the rest of their life.
And it's not like that those 21 CR or 30 CR are just going to stay that way. We're pretty sure he might have put it into resources which are actually multiplying his money in many ways.
Very true.
Yeah.
ऐसा थोड़ी हमारी तरह कि सारे पैसे ही चिन्हम को दे दिए.
Emotional damage. Do you guys remember we talked about this in the last episode that we have kind of thrown a dart in the air and a few of our predictions come true? The
Oh,
dart might hit the bullseye.
in the last week, like from the day we recorded that episode to the day we are recording this episode, the entire file number 2 is also kind of closed.
It is.
Yeah,
I
lawyer.
mean,
And please go ahead.
but listen, the thing is, we're not yet sure of it. So shall we put it out there? Even if अपन क्या, हम
We,
dumb नहीं sound हो.
no, we can. I mean, they are public figures.
I mean, हम dumb तो नहीं sound होंगे कि इन्होंने हर कुछ भी dots मिला लिए, ऐसा तो कुछ था ही नहीं.
I don't think so. Everyone is dumb in this earth, by the way.
है ना? ठीक है. Okay, so the dots we connected. So as I told you guys, as we told you guys that we are actually inspired, like as Poonam was inspired by the Moss pod. A lot of me is inspired by the Untriggered pod. And Untriggered, if you look at it, the entire episode is called Untriggered with Amin Jazz, and Amin is the main guy. You can say it that way. Although the four of them actually take up some department, some work, and they work around that. But Amin is like the main guy because the podcast is named after him.
Hmm.
And what's the name of the other girl we stan on the internet, Poonam?
Apurva.
The rebel kid. And I have connected dots. I have connected situations. I have connected eye patches. I have connected boots. I have connected Lola. I have connected the intentional positioning in photos. I have connected some building lifts, and we are guessing. We're not true. All of these connections could be totally AU, and y'all might think, what a free person. But this is eventually bringing content for my podcast with my business partner,
Yeah.
Poonam. Then it's not a waste of time. And I could be, see, we could be totally wrong about this, but we're predicting that
Hmm.
it's not even that big of a deal. Why are we making it this big of a deal? But we might feel that Apurva and Amin might be a thing. They might be the new couple of the town. And I love my algorithm so much because all this while I did not see any shorts or reels of when Apurva visited the Untriggered podcast. But now my algorithm's actually showing me their reels. And I'm like, Amin's actually blushing talking to her. What's going on? It might be a thing. We're not sure. It might be a thing.
Yes.
What's your take?
The day you told me, I mean, the last day you told me, from that day, I kind of saw all the traces and I was like, yeah, she's right.
It could be a thing.
I didn't know about the eye patches. Apart from that, and the recent reel that she shared was a hand. While she was getting ready, there was a hand right like beside her.
Hmm.
And then I saw the same hand as Amin's.
See, you can figure out.
So now, so yeah, after that reel, I was also like that. I'm pretty sure that whatever Muskan has cooked up is good. It's coming true.
I mean, if they end up together, then good for them because they actually look really good as a couple. I mean, they make a good couple, like a power couple. Imagine being the one of the A1 creators in the
Yeah.
influencer industry, and the guy is probably one of the A1 guy in the podcast industry or in the DJing industry, making name and gigs out there. So actually making a power couple. I mean, we love them. So see.
And do you think he was there in Mexico?
No, he wasn't, because I remember during New Year's he was in Goa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the boys' trip in Goa.
Got it.
You also thought in the first place that the Dhruv guy that Poonam was talking. Oh, did I say Poonam? No, that Apurva was talking about might be Amin.
Now that I think.
I don't think he was in Mexico because he did film a podcast around that time. It went live around that time, and then the New Year's, the boys were
You can
eating
stop
grapes in
now.
Goa.
but
Hmm?
he can send flowers.
He can?
He can send flowers. So the Dhruv guy that she mentioned, she
Yeah.
said that he sent flowers.
Yeah. I mean, of
मैंने
course he can. अमेरिका में you can send she flowers तो भेज ही सकते हैं
Rahul was
online.
also with her. Now, what if he has bought like some coordination they did?
Yeah. And
You
also, if you look at it, every time Apurva has brought up that I have been gifted flowers or I have received flowers, all of them are like usually the yellow sunflowers. So there has to be some consistency. But my strongest, connecting point were the eye patches. And since I am into DHH, the song that Amin had put up on his story with those eye patches on was Round 3 by Siddhamoth, which is a song about a guy describing his girl. And he had clearly written in the story the girlfriend effect.
and also the podcast that they shot with Raghav over there.
Rohit Raghav, yeah.
Yeah, Rohit Raghav. Over there also he mentioned about his girlfriend, and
A lot.
everyone started blushing, including him. Like the guest was also blushing, and it was like oh.
Yeah, and here's like they were actually talking about if the famous people should have followers or should they the following, or if they should use their main account as the account or the primary account. Then he was like, the strongest way a celebrity can go is to have zero following. And I told Poonam, guess who has zero following?
The Rebel Kid.
So yeah, we've connected some dots. Let's see how much of it is true.
We'll clip this out, and then I hope this also acts as an algorithm thing, and our entire theory goes up to people and
And then we become famous.
oh my.
But in a good way, but in a very good way, please. All we can say is that we have lots of love to give to everyone, whoever wants to date whoever they can. We are no one to say anything to anyone. It's just we're taking a moment to appreciate our ability to connect dots as marketing buddies and figure the storyline of it.
Yeah, and we can't say that we are stalkers. We are not, yet
The
we
pub-
are.
Yeah, they're public accounts. They are public for the people to see them.
Exactly.
It's not like we crazily went and spammed them. Tell us what's going on, or like what's with your personal account. We're only collecting all this information from the information they shared on the internet.
Exactly. And we always stalk the famous people. We have nothing to do with unfamous people.
Exactly. That's that.
Let's ask the same question to our listeners. What other theories have you connected dots? And you can comment that down below. And also like some other influencer or celebrity that you also think that they might be a thing, but then you can't prove it yet.
Tell us in the comments what dots you connected, whom you figured out. We're interested for the masala. Let's call it a pod, guys.
Yes. So yeah, that's it for this one. I mean, this has been more of we providing fresh gossips, fresh tea to the audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope you like it.
Let's go. And who am I? That's one secret I'll never tell. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.